Welcome. Today we are looking at relationship red flags. A lot of things has been happening in this our time. A lot of people are in marriages and are being battered. A lot of people are even in relationships and they are being slapped and being yelled at. These are not the way the Lord has packaged that marriage should be done. So today we are looking at relationship red flags. What are they? They are actually warning signs that could indicate unhealthy or manipulative behavior. So when you want to enter into a relationship or into a marriage, you look out for them. And once you see them, you try to stop and review and look well. Is this what I'm going to go in to see? Will I be able to handle that? And when you see it and it's not something you can deal with, it is better and safer not to go into that relationship than to go into that relationship and be battered and be emotionally abused and be physically abused. A lot of things are happening. The other time we heard about Tosinachi that the husband beat, that she died. 2 days back, we heard of a bimbo that the husband maltreated to the level that she died also. So these things are happening. A lot of women, a lot of people are in similar situations that they are not talking about it. But let us even look at what are these things and what should be done about them. Most of these red flags are not easily recognized at first, but they tend to grow bigger and become more problematic with time. So when you encounter red flags in your relationship, it is a good time to pause and reflect on the way forward, or reflect on the dynamics that you share with that person. This time around, it's no longer about the red flag. It's no longer about the butterfly in the stomach. It's no longer about the love at first sight. It's no longer about the height or the size or the way the man makes you feel. This is about looking out for things that are tangible, things that you see that is happening, and you know that you will not be able to condone this. And then when you see it, you don't close your eyes to it. You see it, you look at it, and you pause and actually see, is this what I'm actually seeing? Is the person amenable to change? If it's not, please and please don't go ahead with that relationship. Or if you're already in such a relationship, I will advise you find a way of escape, exit, get to a safe place, cool your head down so that you move forward. It is better to be single and alive than to be married and dead. So, we are looking at 13 red flags in a relationship. The first one is overtly controlling behavior. There are some partners that are so controlling, they don't want you to have any other life apart from the life that revolves around them. The other person tries to control your movement, try to control who you meet with, even the decisions you make. They just want to be all around you, and they want to isolate you from people that are dear to you. Sometimes you see them succeeding in isolating you from family, from friends, where you solely depend on them, and then the abuse starts. So when you notice an overtly controlling behavior, it's a red light. Pause and think about it. The second one we are looking at is lack of trust. In a healthy relationship, you need trust. You need trust from both sides. So when your partner distrusts you for no reason, it's a red flag. When you tell him, I'm going to A, and that's actually where you are going, and he's doubting, it's a red flag. When he doesn't believe what we are telling him, even when you are honest and sincere, that is a red flag. It is a time to pause. It is a time to stop. Because sometimes these days we see young men and young women, when you are seeing these signs, you still go ahead and put your head inside that relationship to the level of even getting married. And when you get in there, the thing is like increases by times 10. I'll be struggling in that relationship. So it is better when you experience it at the beginning, you pause. So this one, they say love is blind. At a time like this, I will advise that love should be awake with your eyes wide open to look out for signs. Test the kind of person you are going out with. Test the kind of person you want to spend your life with. Do you share similar values? Is this somebody that loves the Lord as you also love the Lord? Is this somebody that If there is a crisis, is there somebody you can call on to that will talk to them? Are there the people that are bigger than life that nobody talks to them? These are signs, red flags. Then, feeling of low self-esteem. Your spouse or your partner is supposed to build you up and not break you down or pull you down. So loving someone involves commitment to supporting and uplifting them. The men who you are going out with, or who you are planning to marry, or who you are married with, is always involved in pulling you down. When you are rejoicing that you've achieved a feat, that's when it tells you how little you are, that you are a nobody. Check it. That is a red flag. Then you see physical, emotional, and mental abuse. These are red flags. Physical abuse is so easy to pick up, but the emotional, verbal, or mental abuse is not so easy. And it is very damaging in the long run. Emotional abuse has an effect on the mental capacity of the victim or the recipient. Sometimes it makes them to doubt themselves. It makes them to look at themselves and be feeling suicidal. It makes them to look at if their life is worthless, as if they're nobody. Because the person is continuously abusing them, yelling at them, kicking, shouting, threatening them, making them to be afraid. It is not a good place to be. It is not a good place, a good thing to experience. So if you are courting and you observe this behavior, please, and my dear, very please, stop. As long as he's not ready to change on that behavior, then call it quits there for your own safety, for your tomorrow. Because God did not create marriage where the couple or the husband will kill the wife or the wife will kill the husband. He created marriage to be a union that two will become one and they will not be ashamed. Two will become one to chase 10,000. He created marriage to be a union to be enjoyed, to be a union where you have a companion, a friend by your side, not a relationship where one person is continuously abusing you. So the next one we are looking at is substance abuse. We all know that substance abuse, it could be alcoholic abuse, it could be drugs abuse. They have repercussions. So it is a clear red flag. We've had stories, I've read stories of when the husband gets drunk, he gets aggressive and beats up the wife and the children, or beats up the partner. You see, sometimes when the husband is high on drugs, they don't know what they are doing. So it is a clear red flag. Indicates that the person struggles with impulse control and self-destructive habits. So any relationship, no matter how loving it is, can quickly turn toxic because this addiction is present. We had a story of Bimbo. The level, when you listen to the stories, you even weep. You weep so much. You wonder, why will a young woman pass through that level of abuse and still be in it? Definitely to have an effect on your mental capacity, to have an effect on who you are. And it's a very, very traumatizing thing. It's damaging to your self-esteem. It's damaging to your personality. We saw the end, how she ended up. The husband was very abusive. It was a very clear case of toxic relationship. And the man will get drunk. The man will go about and womanize, come back and beat her up. When you see these signs at the courting stage, please stop. Because if the person cannot stop when he has not married you, there is no guarantee that he will stop when you get into his house. It will continue. Because at that point, what's the point? You're already my wife. You're already in my home. So why should I stop? So once you see that, please stop. There is no point being in love and later being killed in that love. It is better to be in love and then with your eyes wide open so that when you pick any of these things, you pause. Say, sorry, I can't go ahead unless there is a change on this matter. If there is no change about it, then please, it is better to be single and alive than to be married and dead. Then we have the case of narcissism. This one is a personality disorder with a huge mental condition. And the person is always self-obsessed. He believes that he is so much important than you. He just believes that he's the best thing that has ever happened to you. And being involved with a narcissistic person can be very exhausting and traumatizing. He takes away everything that you value. And by the time he's leaving you, you are a nobody. You might no longer know who you are. You might no longer believe in yourself. You might no longer know even who you are. What's your identity? Who am I? You might be lost. So these are not things you say, I will go into the marriage and pray about it. It is better you pray about it now. And then when God shows you, no, it's a red light, run away. Because when you run away, a better man, a much more better person will come and meet you. Not this one. I was reading something on Instagram the other day. The lady was talking about, how that butterfly feelings matters in a relationship. Yes, it matters. But my dear, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that who is that person you want to marry? What is his personality? Who does he value in his life? Is he a loving person? Does he have God in his life? Does he fear God? Does he have people that he respects in his life? How is the person's upbringing? How is the person's life? How has he been living his life? So many questions and checklists you need to tick. Check, tick, tick, tick off before you go ahead. These days, a lot of people don't want to subject to family scrutinizing the person or the church or pastor scrutinizing the person. And that is why we see a lot of incidences of different things happening in our own time and days. Before you want to marry, your pastor will see the person, interview the person. When he passes pastor, he will go to family. And then before they have ticked him off, at least you are rest assured what you are going into. I'm not saying that there are people that pastors and family ticked off and maybe it turned the other way around. But I'm saying it reduces these issues to a minimum. And sometimes when you see those people that are not serious, when you say, come and see my pastor, come and see my family, they run away because they know that they do not have good intentions for you. And so this helps to keep you safe. But it's a time of online dating, online whatever. You meet in social media and so on and so forth. For some people it works. For some others it does not work. So let's continue. When the person has anger management issues, then it's a big, big, big problem. When you lack emotional regulation, it's a red flag. Anyone using anger as an intimidative tactics is displaying toxic behavior. Then you are agreeing with your spouse, agreeing with your partner, and it's I will get annoyed, I will deal with you. That is a toxic behavior. And it's not acceptable in a healthy relationship. I know that each person have their own shortcomings, but these are things you work on. But when you discuss it and the person is not willing to change, it is a red flag. Then let's look at inability to resolve conflicts. For some couple or people in a relationship, when they quarrel, they don't want to talk about it. They sweep it under the carpet. But my dear, the thing you are sweeping under the carpet will snowball till one day it becomes a big mountain that cannot be managed anymore. So this kind of inability to resolve conflict leads to resentment and wasted energy. So in a relationship, you must embrace constructive conflict. It is a crucial element of a healthy relationship. You must be able to talk about issues that you pass through. Nobody's saying that there is no conflict in a marriage or in a relationship, but your ability to talk about it and resolve it is very important. So constant jealousy. Hey, this is a red flag. When someone is constantly jealous of your connections with others, jealous of you talking to people. He doesn't want you to meet with your family. He wants to isolate you to himself. He wants your life to revolve only around him. Check it. Check it. It's a red flag. They don't care about what you want. They only care about what they want. It's a red flag. Check it. Then gaslighting. This is a common tactic of manipulation. It is a form of emotional abuse, while the manipulator makes you question your own sanity and judgment. So victims of gaslighting are made to feel guilty, regardless of whether or not they did anything wrong. They manipulate your words. They twist your words. They say things, even when you do things that are not bad. They twist it and turn the meaning upside down. And that affects your mental health. The next one is lack of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive and manage emotions. And people that lack emotional intelligence are unable to empathize with you. Some people, they are all so full of themselves, they don't care how you feel. It is a red flag. Do they listen to your opinions? Do they listen to what you have to say? Do they care about what is important to you? Or they only care about what they want? Check all these things before you enter that relationship. Then, negatively affecting your relationship with family and friends. Some spouse or partners are so jealous that they will not let you relate with your siblings, with your parents, with your family, with your friends. These are people you already know, people you grew up with. They only want you to be your friend. They only want you to be the only one they have. And then you lose touch with those people. Remember, your family and friends provide an important sense of community. It is a major red flag when the man is trying to negatively affect your relationship with those you love. It is not allowed in a healthy relationship. There is a place of a partner or a husband or a wife, and there is a place of family and friends. There are friends you just sit out, you gist, you talk. They help you to discover yourself. It's a form of relaxation, a form of self-care for some people. Then when the person wants to deprive you of that, it is a red flag. So before you get into any relationship, check these things, because a lot of people are already inside it and they are struggling on how to come out of it. A lot of people are passing through these things that they don't even remember who they are. Please check these things. And if you see any or more of them, pause that loving relationship and review it. Talk about it. If it's something that is to be reviewed, review it. If two of you agree, each person is ready to work on their own, fine. But if it is not working out, please, it is better to be alive and single than to be married and dead. God bless you. If you like our videos, kindly subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you get our videos as soon as they drop.